All right, so we give praise, esteem, and honor to living Elohim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. We pick this up in John chapter 5 at verse 39. Search the scriptures for any of you think you have eternal life, and there they will testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Father's name, you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you, the Abba, there is one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? Praise be to the Father in heaven in the name of Yahushua. Let's get this Psalm 37. Let me pick it up at verse 34. Wait on Yahuwah and keep his way, and he shall exalt you to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, you shall see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was nigh. I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect. Behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. The transgressor shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of Yahuwah, salvation of the righteousness of Yahuwah, their strength in the time of trouble. Yahuwah shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trusted him. So now we're going to back it up and go to the top of this chapter and run Psalms 37 all the way down. So right now we at verse 1. He say, fret not yourself because of evildoers, and neither you be envious against the workers of iniquity. So yeah, everything cool. Everything good. I'll be back around there when we get finished. For they shall be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Good, but I know, just put that out there again, what I told you last night. Niggas going crazy, talking about World War III is going to go down, and they fret themselves because of evildoers. Niggas cracking jokes, send all the strong independent women over there because they like to fight. This is how you know that we live in a country where people is really, really, really soft, and you used to living a very, very comfortable life. See, none of y'all don't know this because I had to do this when I was in elementary school. This is how they were conditioning the minds of people at that particular time. Nigga, we used to have nuclear war drills, man, where we had to get up under the desk. You know what I'm talking about? See, some of y'all ain't never experienced that, never had to do that. Any of y'all had to do that? No, not no tornadoes, nigga. In the 80s, nigga, when they were going back and forth with the Soviet Union, nigga, they used to have nuclear drills, nigga. I'm talking about niggas had to get up under the desk. I don't know what getting up under the desk was gonna do for a nuclear bomb, but that's what they used to have us doing. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all don't know about no Cold War, because by the time y'all were born, it was over. You don't know nothing about that. Oh, they did that to y'all after 9/11, didn't they? Yeah, that was terrorist drill. It wasn't for nuclear weapons. Y'all was scared of Habib. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was scared the towers was gonna come down. Y'all seen that photo I put in there, man? That really came out somebody's house where they was at. The lady had tickets talking about prayer for America. 12 days after 9/11, had the picture of people and all that. That was a real photograph. You seen that? You seen that fake explosion? Huh?
I didn't see the explosion.
I ain't gonna say fake because it was real explosion.
But I stayed in Brooklyn, kind of closer to Manhattan, and when it happened, everybody's parents was grabbing their kids, out of school so they could get back home because everybody was like,
y'all was just running all in the street.
So when my parents came and got me, the first thing that I saw was the big cloud of smoke. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, East. Amen, brother Renner Sloan, man. I'm with you on that there, East, man. Niggas definitely scared. You know what I'm talking about? But not they point was this here, right? And this is the reality of it. These niggas cracking jokes. Clearly, this is a contrived, what you call it? See, if you don't know, the Ukraine, see, y'all don't know about the Soviet Union because the Soviet Union was gone by the time you niggas got old enough to know what was going on. I mean, the Soviet Union probably was gone when most of y'all were born. You know what I'm saying? But Ukraine used to be a part of this. Russia used to have that whole block of countries over there, man. That was theirs. They were running it. Iron fist, murking niggas. Shalom, Brother Craig. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. You know what I'm talking about? And you know these people called themselves going back and forth like they were going to fight. Go to war, everybody nervous. That's what they nervous for now. Russia. Let me tell you something, man. This big dumb bastard. See, this is exactly what I be telling y'all, man. This big dumb bastard yesterday was like Ezekiel 38. See, Gog is Russia. And Magog is this. You know what I'm talking about? And they coming to destroy America. Nowhere in there does it tell you that they coming against America. It's a clear as day against the mountains of Israel for the people who've been brought back by the sword, who dwell in the unwalled village. They don't even read. That doesn't even say a country gonna burn Gog and Magog up. It literally says Yahuwah gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Literally says that. Nigga don't even read it, man. Nigga come up with a whole bunch of junk. But I'm gonna end it with this here, right? I told y'all this here before, man. These niggas like to skip over one key component of what's gonna go down in this text. And y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. You know what it is, Mike? Oh, you feeling real New York on. You got your hat. You got your hair out. You going to see somebody later? You going well? Oh, that's what you call it. We watching you. Make sure you ain't out here dilly-dallying with some more sucker niggas. Try to bring this nigga around. Look, I found me a man. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga be a whole buster. Everybody, he got to shoot everybody in here to fade. Like at the line, like we in L.A. Look, stand, I'm going to hit that nigga first. Do you know what the one thing is that these boys want a buck? Let me show it to you in Revelation chapter 3 what these boys want a buck.
It's crazy. I learned about the Soviet Union on that Call of Duty. And they made that what's it called? So you fight in the USSR. I ain't even know nothing about that jump. Yeah,
that's not real, man. They had different colors and all, man. You know what I'm talking about? They had that nice different type of red and gold. You know what I'm talking about? See, now they royal blue, white, and red. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all should know all that. Once you see the red and the blue, you supposed to already know what they telling you. You know what I'm talking about? They taking the Scottish Rite and the York Rite and bring it together. You know what I'm saying? On gang. That's why they got you with the Bloods in the crypt. They playing with masonry right in your face. You don't even know it. They around here messing with Osiris and all them boys, man. You know what I'm talking about? Revelation 3 and 9. Oh, y'all ain't know that with the lodges? Did y'all know that? Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Scottish Rite be the red lodge. York Rite is the blue lodge. York Rite, you only need 14 degrees. Scottish Rite, you need 33. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ride past one of the largest Scottish Rite Freemason halls every time you go downtown in the southeast. If you come up off that doggone Matthews Bridge going through downtown, where that doggone McDonald's and that Family Dollar at, that's one of the largest Scottish Rite Freemason halls in the country. Well, not in the country, in the southeast. I did see they closed the Mason Hall on Atlantic Boulevard. I didn't even know they closed Mason Halls. They definitely shut the one down in our neighborhood. That nigga is empty.
There's one tucked off in the back when you come off the Matthews, too.
Yeah, I know. I've been there for years. Yeah, when you go around the roundabout. We done seen them. Shalom, brother friend. We done seen the white men in there dressed up, doing whatever it is that they be doing. You know what I'm talking about? Doing their little rituals, playing with booty holes and whatnot, allegedly. Revelation 3 and 9. Behold, I will make them of the house of the adversary, which say they are Yahudim and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before your feet, to know that I have loved you. Because you have kept the word of my patience, I will also keep you from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. What is that hour of temptation, Michael? Do you know? Shayla, can you give her a lifeline? She looked like she's struggling already. Civic might can give her one.
I can't hear.
Huh? You know, you figured it out? I can't hear you. Shayla, you ain't got no lifeline for her? So you just gonna let her leave with no prize money?
No.
Huh? So y'all ain't come together. So y'all gonna leave broke. Well, you's a dirty nigga. Sibby, you ain't gonna got no lifeline. You ain't gonna got no lifeline for him? Again, y'all too, man. If y'all can hit them likes, we appreciate it. We got one subscriber out of doing it, so clearly, maybe it works.
Ephesians 6 and 13, we're talking about in the evil days.
What is the evil day, sir? Huh? Who could throw Michael a lifeline because she about to drown?
Is that the temptation is when Marsha talked about the great signs and wonders that they should deceive the very elect.
Oh
No.
Somebody y'all gonna let Michael drown?
Okay.
That is coming down. You're gonna have to decide if you're gonna serve Yahuwah or the devil. Who you gonna choose? Y'all remember? Let's just go back. Let's just go forward a few chapters. Yeah, cause I ain't like that, man. That cornball nigga like this here. If you're not, they say, are you a prophet? I'm like, no, nigga, ain't no prophet. Nigga, what's wrong with you, nigga? You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, well, how you read it? Well, if you ain't a prophet, shut the F up in. Now, see, now you done crossed the line. I was trying to be professional. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to give you the business. You know what I'm talking about? Now I got to give you the business. He talking about, nice try, but your understanding is all. Nigga, sit your whole behind down. I knew that nigga was a lame. You know what that nigga said? That nigga say, man, you coveted my gifts, brother. You hating on me. I said, bro, I don't even know you. So at this point, I'm gonna exit the chat. You know what I'm talking about? Because clearly I'm not dealing with a man. You know what I'm talking about? Revelation 13, man. Pick it up at verse 3, though. And the reason why this is relevant to not fretting yourself because of evildoers, because it's going to seem like these people in that day are going to prosper because of the things that they'll be able to do because they serve the devil. And I saw one of his heads were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast, and they worshiped the serpent, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? Now we can drop on down. Come on down to verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell, say that he had that mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom, let him have understanding, count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And his number is 636. So, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, that you had niggas, it's the COVID shot, it's a microchip, it's a sign of a covenant. See, we already know this here, right? And you're going to have a lot of people, they going to fret themselves because of these evildoers, because it's going to seem like they're going to be prospering because they can live their life, and you're not going to be able to live it as you've been accustomed. See, as we done discussed this many times before, because look what he said, they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as a green herb. Well, let's just come over here and let a conversation come from this Malachim and Revelation 14 and 8. You can make it 6 on the how. So I've been telling you, man, these niggas scared. You know what I'm saying? Like he just said, man, these dudes scared. You know what I'm saying? These dudes don't really want to be tested. These dudes don't really believe the word or not. These dudes gonna fold. You know what I'm talking about? Like freshly cleaned laundry, right out the dryer, they gonna fold. You know what I'm talking about? So, and that's why these boys like to eliminate certain scenarios, because then they ain't got to deal with it. Shalom, man. They don't want to deal with. That's what I'm telling you. It's a lot of weak coward men out here. Dudes think, cause this son I've been to you, man. This dude said he was a prophet simply because he read out the book. You know what I'm talking about? Well, you ain't no prophet just because you read out no book, boy. You's a dummy is what you is. You's a dummy before the Lord. And the Lord sitting in heaven laughing at you. That's what these dudes don't realize. This man on high laughing at these boys, man. Listen, look at this dummy. This boy a dummy. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't told you to say that. Why you lying on my name? Understanding be bad out here, man. Y'all see every Hebrew you know was really throwing it up there. World War III coming. We didn't talk about this before. Nowhere in this book did this man tell you anything about a World War III. That man ain't told you nothing. But this dude, I seen the dude the same day, man, that junk went down. Oh, Armageddon coming. That went right no either. Don't listen to him. You understand? What is Armageddon, Michael? Oh, you don't know? What? Can I what? Enlighten? Shoot, the light already on. It's right there. What's Armageddon, Civic? You know what it is?
That's like the end of the earth.
I got two niggas need to go outside and think about it for a little while. Civic can go with you. You know what I'm talking about? What about you, Callie? You know what Armageddon is? Oh, we got 3 people need to go outside. Shayla, you want to make it to round 4? Nah, you cheat. Oh, this is unfortunate. This is highly unfortunate. Come over here to Revelation 16. Niggas need to go outside. Monte, go on, tell them they got to get out. Tell them, hit the mark, man. Tell them to get, and then you know the rest. Start with Civic. I'll run it all the way down. Revelation 16:1. I'm just showing you this time-wise frame, rehashing so you can understand. I'll probably keep it swift. And he said, this is Revelation 16:1. This dude all related to Psalm 37, where you know or not. I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 Malachim, go your ways and pour out the vials of wrath of Elohim upon the earth. You know, I seen a damn fool talking about which book of Revelation you think we in. All these niggas need to be slapped. This how these niggas live their life trying to gauge what book we in. But we in the whole book, dummy. You in the whole book, dummy. You know what I'm talking about? You can turn around and be like, oh, we in Revelation 9. So you telling me we in Isaiah such and such. That's what you telling me? Slap yourself. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I know people be wanting to be feeling like, boy, this book ain't real. But remember what the man told you. The harvest is plentiful and the laborers are few. The man ain't ever told you there'd be a whole bunch of people with authentic work. These boys doing what that nigga did in American Gangster. You done put my stamp on your dope. That's not my dope. I don't co-sign this brand. You know what I'm saying? That's not my dope. You trying to make a profit by using my name on your work. That's your work. You came up with that. Verse 2, and the first wind it poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome, grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and them which worshiped this image. So first thing you know, ain't no war going down where it's just going to be this mass destruction, because everybody who has bowed down and entered into a covenant with the beast must be tormented for a good season. You understand? Now, of course, if you want to go chronologically from chapters, this is chapter 16. Then you had chapter 15, which is some plagues. 14 was just giving you some good old. We didn't read what we want to read in 14. That's dealing with the Lord coming through. He want to murk him some niggas after he done gave you a good warning. You know what I'm saying? And 13 was dealing with the beast. Babylon don't get destroyed till chapter 18. So I don't know what these dudes be talking about. But you know what they like to say? Babylon is America. Trad told me this morning, dude was like, yeah. See, he gonna do it. It's the North Country. Be like, how you got the North Country and you made that to be North America when it would translate? I don't recall the Hebrew word for North, and it's gonna translate to North of Rats, a North land. That's it. It's not gonna come. How you got North America out of that? How you got North America Vespucci out of that? How did you do that? How did you come up with that? Verse 3, a second Malachim, this is Revelation 16, a second Malachim poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead. Every living soul died in the sea. So before the Lord come back, you got to see people be plagued who took the mark, and the sea turned to blood, and everything in it died. Now, y'all know this, right? The boils and the noise, see, because we supposed to know the book, right? I am Yahuwah. He does what? I change not. He also said that they will no longer say that this is Yahuwah brought up the sons of Yasharah out of Mizraim, for those who brought them up out of the North Country. So what does that tell you? The very same plagues that he used to plague Egypt is what he's going to use to plague Babylon. That's how you know these niggas stupid. That's how you know they stupid. How you gonna know this Yahuwah if he don't use the same pattern that he used to bring you out the first time, so you know it's him? So they don't pay attention to that. Did he not hit the Egyptians with a boil and a grievous, all that? Did he do all that to them? Did he not turn their waters into blood? Okay, let's continue. And the third, this is verse 4. And the third Malachim poured his vial upon the rivers and the fountains of waters, and they became blood. And I heard the Malachim of the water say, you are righteous, O Yahuwah, which are, was, and shall be, because you have judged us. For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and you have given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. Guess what they were doing in Egypt? They were shedding the blood of saints and prophets. One of the worst teachings that most brews do in this time is that if any black person die, they say they done shed the blood of a saint and a prophet, and that's blasphemous. Because you black don't make you no saint. We know most of these dudes ain't prophets. They raise them up and make them be prophets. That's what they did with Trayvon Martin. They done made him like he's some righteous dude. He's just a Jew who got killed by a white man. At the end of the day, you may not like it, you may not agree with it, but that don't make that young man righteous. That don't mean that somebody that Yahuwah looked at and say, you know what? That's a good young man. I'm going to save his soul. That was one of my servants. No, that nigga daddy was a sinner, and he was the son of a sinner. And we know Job 19 say the sword is made for the sons of sinners. You know what I'm talking about? And that just is what it is. Shalom, Christina. We ain't got to like it, but you're going to respect it. That don't mean you sit back and rejoice. Yeah, that nigga got killed. You don't look at it like that. But if you know the words, you have a little bit of perspective. You understand? Lord have mercy. And I heard, this is verse 7, and I heard another out of the altar say, even so, Yahuwah Elohim Almighty, true and righteous are your judgments. A fourth Malachim poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And the men were scorched with great heat and blasphemed the name of Elohim, who had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him esteem. See, that's what nobody want to look at. This man going to plague these people for them to repent. They still ain't going to do it. Just like they didn't do in Egypt. Didn't he plague them? They ain't repent. See, they don't want to deal with all that because these boys know they're going to be getting plagued. They just wanted the war to happen. That's how you know these niggas don't believe the book. Because how you all going to overlook all that, man? It's a whole lot of stuff got to happen before we slide up out of here, man. You know what I'm talking about? When I'm talking about slide up out of here, I'm talking about slide in his kingdom and be at rest and be at peace. It's a whole lot. But the wicked are going to be punished. They are going to be plagued. They're going to be tormented. There is no exceptions. It's not just not going to happen because you don't want it to happen. Verse 10. Then look at the word. Could you imagine being scorched with the heat of the sun and still watching niggas be like, I will not turn from worshiping idols. I will not turn from blaspheming the name of Elohim. I will continue to be a whoremongering idolater. And I ain't even talking about the whoremongering tip on having sex with women. I'm talking about with other gods. You understand that? I just heard a lady say, yeah, we got to take care of Gaia. I said, damn. Y'all understand that people really live like this now in 2022, man? Actually invoke, serve, and honor other deities. Not just like when y'all were young, you ain't hear people talk about no stuff like that. All you knew was Christianity and Islam for the most part. You knew some people might have been some Muslims. You might have heard of a Jewish person here and there. But everybody like this here, they say they believe in the Bible. I'm talking about black folks. Now niggas believe in all types of stuff. And actually follow it. I ain't talking about just talk about it. I'm talking about actually follow it. You go in niggas' house, niggas got African shrines in their house, man. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas around here telling you, hey, man, these people wanted us to take our religion from us. Your mans was just down here yesterday or the day before. You ain't know your mans was down here, man? The Prince of Pan-Africanism.
What was that?
Oh, you ain't gonna see your mans, man. You ain't gonna see Dr. Umar in Funtunde?
I don't know Pan.
I don't know Pan. I only know that because my man's posted with it, man. Bought his book. He came down here to talk. Now, in his field of study, that man is superb. You know what I'm saying? That's when he go on that other stuff. But if you talk about psychology and especially child psychology, that man's an expert now. You can't take nothing from him. He good at what he do. But that nigga's a clown. If you ever need you a good laugh, man, just pull up when he was talking about Sarah Soon Seti in the hotel room when he in there sweating, cussing him out like he was doing a wrestling promo. Funniest thing I ever seen. You seen him before? That nigga said, I'm the Prince of Penny. Talking about who you is. Randy Seti Savage. I'm talking about, boy, he clowning, talking about on your mama couch. Speak your speech, nigga. Speak your speech. That boy look like he was high on cocaine. Verse 10, man. The vial that the Malachim poured out his vial. The fifth Malachim poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. Y'all know that happened to Egypt. And of course, you should know apropos, you know why he made his kingdom go dark? Because since they don't follow Elohim, they know not where they go. You know what I'm talking about? But that's a whole nother deal. We'll leave that where it's at. And blasphemed the Elohim and Shamahim because of their pains, their sores, and repented not of their deeds. And the sixth Malachim poured out. You got to understand something too also, right? You getting tormented at such a level and you still won't ask for mercy. This ain't no stuff where people dead. You know what I'm saying? They're alive. And that's what they're going to be dealing with. But see, pause. We mentioned this the other day. Come over here to Ezekiel 9, I believe it is. I think it's in Revelation 2, but we'll get both of them. Revelation 9 and 3. And the esteem of the Elohim of Yasharal was gone up from the chair, whereupon he walked to the threshold of the house. He called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. Yahuwah said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said, in my hearing, go you after them through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have pity. Slay utterly old, young, both maids, little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. Begin at my sanctuary, and they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Notice that anybody who has the covenant of Elohim is spared. You think that's going to be any different? But all them people who getting tormented, look at who he say he would torment. Everybody who worshiped the image and took the mark of the beast. You entered into a covenant with the beast. You want to enter into intelligence with him. You want him to instruct you, and he's going to instruct you with some plagues. That's why you can't fret yourself for evildoers looking at these stuff these people got going on thinking they prospering. Because all it's going to do is set you up to be in a position that when it's time to take that mark, you're going to take it. These people will be exterminated. There is no doubt about it. Hold on, let me make sure we get this other part up, man. I think it's Revelation 7. Might be 8. I could be mistaken. Yeah, it is. Revelation 9, what I need. You can pick it up at 1. We come right back to Revelation 16. Because everybody done forgot what Armageddon is. Oh, you like to live dangerously. Right. I thought you like to live dangerously. Revelation 9 and 1. And the fifth Malachim sounded, and I saw a star fall from Shamahim unto the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. He opened the bottomless pit, and there arose smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. There came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of Elohim in their foreheads. These things are going to come torment any. You got to understand something. What does the law tell you about what happened in Egypt, right? A dog won't wag his tail at the house of Yasharal because I got to make a difference between them and the Egyptians. You know what I'm talking about? Well, come and look at it because some of y'all looking like y'all know what I'm talking about. Come over here to the book of Exodus. Exodus chapter 11. Pick it up at verse 3. And Yahuwah gave, this is Exodus 11:3, and Yahuwah gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Mizraim in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, in the sight of the people. Moses said, thus saith Yahuwah, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Mizraim. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sit upon his throne, even to the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. And there shall be a very great cry throughout all the land of Mizraim, such as there was none like it, nor shall like it any more. But against the sons of Yasharal shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that you may know how that Yahuwah put a difference between the Egyptians and Yasharal. Well, it's got to be a difference between Yahuwah's servants and Satan's servants. Let's look at 1 John 3:7 for more information on that. Matter of fact, let me do John 8, then I'll go to 1 John 3:7. And again, this is why he's telling you don't fret yourself because of who? Evildoers. John 8:34. Yahushua answered them, truly, truly, I say unto you, whosoever commits sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abide not in the house forever, but the Son abide forever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. I know that you are Abraham's seed, but you seek to kill me because your word have no place in you. Remember what we read last night? How they see the righteous and seek to do what? Slay him. I speak that which I've seen with my Abba, and you do that which you've seen of your Abba. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our Abba. Yahushua said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man who told you the truth, which I have heard of Elohim. This did not Abraham. You do the deeds of your father. Then they said to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even Elohim. Yahushua said unto them, if Elohim were your Abba, you would love me, for I proceed forth and came from Elohim. Neither came of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. What's that? You are of your Abba the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there's no truth in him. And when he speak a lie, he speak of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Now, let's go to 1 John, chapter 3, verse 7. This also take you into, there's enmity between the woman's seed and the serpent's seed, and enmity meaning hatred. Take you to Proverbs 29:27. The just are an abomination to the unjust, and the unjust are an abomination to the just. There has to be a separation. Hence why Leviticus 16, I am Yahuwah your Elohim, be ye Kadash, because I'm Kadash. He's separate. So there has to be a difference. And it goes to the point that we were talking about with a peak value man, that he rewards his friends and he punishes his enemies. He's going to punish these people. And he's going to punish them for one reason and one reason alone, because they don't believe in him. They didn't trust in his word. 1 John 3:7. Little sons, let no man deceive you. He that do righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous. He that commits sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of Elohim was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Don't you understand on a spiritual aspect that Moses was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil? Those works should be manifested through Pharaoh. That's the underlying theme of that. That was Moses' job, was to destroy the works of the devil. What was the works of Pharaoh? It was oppression. How are you being oppressed? What does Acts chapter 10 tell you? That Yahushua went about freeing all those that were oppressed of the devil, which also is enumerated in Acts also when it talk about Moses, how when he slayed the man who was oppressing his brother, that the people could not see that was a foreshadowing that he was going to be the redeemer to lead them out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? But that's the underlying theme. Moses just manifests out of nowhere to destroy the works of the devil. As it appeared, just like Yahushua seemed to come out of nowhere to destroy the works of the devil. Pharaoh being the devil in this instance. And of course, it has to go down like that in the end, because the beast has to be manifested And what is the beast? Number one thing he gonna be doing? Oppressing people. You know what I'm saying? See, we read about oppression in history books, but we ain't gonna see anything nowhere near the level of oppression that you're gonna see from the beast. And then you always have to remember what it said in Ecclesiastes. Do y'all know what it said in Ecclesiastes about oppression? Not just that. Oh, well, Eugene, where you came from? You been hiding out? Mm-hmm. Y'all know what it said in Ecclesiastes about oppression? It says, do not marvel when you see oppression in the province, because he that higher and higher see it and regard it. You know what I'm talking about? Yahuwah see all oppression and will punish all those who participate in it. What it is, verse 9, 1 John 3, whosoever is born of Elohim do not commit sin, for his seed remain in him, and he cannot sin because he's born of Elohim. And this, the son of Elohim, are manifest, and the sons of the devil. Whosoever do not righteousness is not of Elohim. And what is righteousness? That's to believe. Anybody who don't believe in Yahuwah is not of Yahuwah, point blank, period. And there's no way around that. For this is the message that you heard from the beginning. Oh, he said, I'm sorry. Say, whosoever do not righteousness is not of Elohim, neither he that love not his brother. For this is the message that you heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. It's a lot of people not of Elohim because they don't believe. Have you not noticed that anybody in this text who didn't believe Yahuwah didn't count them as one of his own? Come on back to Revelation 9. Do we need Revelation? Yeah, because I didn't read verse 6. I'll read verse 4 one more time. Eugene, you all right? Mm-hmm. It was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, nor any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of Elohim in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment as the torment of a scorpion when he strike a man. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Now this is for the men who will be tormented for 5 months, that they're going to look for death, and death is going to disappear. Remember, this ain't going to happen to the people who got the seal. This is only for the people who ain't got the seal. See, that's what the Hebrews don't want to talk about. See, they think they seal because they a brute, and they're going to be out here getting tormented. They're going to be around here wondering, why is this scorpion stinging me? Why is these locusts on me? Because you didn't believe the book. Because at the end of the day, come back to Revelation 16. Your sealing comes from your faith. Remember the statement, what he told that man when he asked, do you believe that I can do this? He was like, yeah, according to your faith, let it be done. At the end of the day, everything going to be done according to the level of faith that you possess. And I ain't talking about the level of faith nigga possessing to get through day by day. You know what I'm talking about? Or don't even say day by day, to achieve your dreams, goals, and objectives. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm talking about? We talking about an avenue where Yahuwah got to do it, and he going to look you dead in your face, and according to your faith, that's what I'm going to do. But you know, you ain't never noticed a couple times when he hear people, he say, you believe I can do this? You know what I'm saying? He looking these men in the face, do you even believe that I can do this? And guess what? Then you still got to have the mind what them 3 young men in that furnace had. Whether he do it or not, you let Yahuwah be esteemed. Because I know he could do it. If he choose not to do it, that don't mean that he couldn't do it. That means he chose not to do it. See, a lot of people look at it because he choose not to do it, that means he can't do it. That's not what that means. That's not what that means. You know what I'm talking about? Let's look at that in Daniel so you can hear them boys say it. See, a lot of people, because they don't believe, they take because he don't do something, that means he couldn't do it. No, that's not what that means. That man does what he want as he want. He sit in heaven upon his throne. He look down on the works of men, and he works his will the way he desire to work it, and his name going to be esteemed either way. Daniel chapter 3, verse 16. But guess what? What did you see Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego do? What did you see? Their names escaping me, their real name. Them boys did not fret the workers of iniquity or nothing they had going on. Neither did Daniel. You know what I'm saying? Again, all this stuff tied together, because you got to understand something. When this stuff go down, you're going to be looking at the evildoers. You're going to be looking at them prospering, and you're going to think, oh, I'm envious of this. Why I can't prosper? Why we got to go through this? Why God got us going through this? And you're going to go take the mark of the beast, and you're going to die and get tormented with him. Yes, sir. You see what I'm talking about? You got to think about that, man. Again, this goes to what? Nuance. You got to look at the nuance and see what's going on. Yahuwah don't change. Man, let me tell you something, man. A man don't change. Now, what I mean is here, right? Men do change, but you know what that is? That's maturation. That's growth. That's it. That's increasing in life experience, knowledge, and wisdom. But as far as how they operate and move, you know what I'm saying? Men don't change. Men don't change. Meaning that their principles, they stand to how they operate. It don't. If you run across a man and he one way today, he another way next week, you're not dealing with a man who's working in his masculinity, because men have to be pieces of stability. So they have to be the same. They have to be even keeled. You know what I'm talking about? It's like I said, somebody asked me, they say, well, how do you feel? The baby come out. I said, I don't feel nothing. I don't feel high and I don't feel low. I feel like a human being that needs to be here, because this woman is about to go through a very, very excruciating experience. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no overflow of emotions running through me, because me having those overflow of emotions running through me ain't going to help this woman. You know what I'm talking about? Who need my support in a very vulnerable moment for her. You know what I'm talking about? This here, right? Nigga already know this here, right? I already told you this here, right? It's one thing that you know can happen every time a woman give birth, and that she could die. And the people are right in there when we came in there and asked her, do you have a living will? You know what I'm saying? And it's like this here. And if you're not knowing that, if you emotional, that's going to take you aback, because they got to ask you that, because they knowing you could die doing this. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in an emotional state, knowing that this person is finna go through an extreme level of discomfort, an extreme level of pain, me being emotional is not going to help her. No matter if you got emotions flowing through you or not. That's not to say that they're not flowing through you. But that don't mean that you're going to be like this here. Oh, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I told you last night, I seen elements of the word with it, man. I seen this man on that tree. You understand me? That woman was in anguish and sorrow, just like he was, in anguish and sorrow, travailing in birth, to give birth to the sons of Elohim. That's what he did. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I seen when that baby came out that womb. That's a manifestation that you can be born again and be as babes desiring sincere milk of the word, that you might grow thereby. Now you like this here, her being on her breast ain't nothing other than you on the teat of Mashiach to get the milk that you might grow to be a fully functional godly man. Strong meat, you know what I'm talking about? Now you off the milk, now we can give you strong meat. We done took you off the breast. You know what I'm saying? You done got the foundation of it. Now, all this stuff here, that's what I told you. That's what I meant when I told Buddy, I see you who in everything. If you don't, that's a personal problem. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't got nothing to do with that. The mundane, the things that you like this here, boy, the Lord is in that. You understand me? And this ain't I'm not just saying this for no course or no conversation. This is you who is my witness. That's real talk, man. That's what I was thinking about. This woman was in severe sorrow. Matter of fact, I think I told her that. I'm seeing John 16 right now. That's what I'm sitting here looking at. That's when I say when the man child come, your sorrow gonna go away. And her response, well, we ain't having a man child. But you get my point. Because once that baby come, y'all forget about that pain. You ain't thinking about that pain no more. You know what I'm talking about? Guess what? Once that man resurrected from the dead, you thought he was thinking about, boy, you know they had me on that tree, boy. They sure did beat me. You know what I'm talking about? What I'm talking about, they put that boy slapped me in my face, so he ain't thinking about none of that. That pain is gone. That's why that verse say, guess what? Pain may endure for a night. Joy come in the morning. Life come in the light. You understand? That's why he say pain is in the dark. That's why he make it go dark on the BC, torment them. Because that's what pain come at, but ain't no joy coming for them in the morning. You know what I'm talking about? When that morning come, when that evening time it shall be light, them niggas gonna die. As they should. As they should. Daniel chapter 3. You can make it verse 13. Shoot, make it 12. There are certain Yahudim who you set over the affairs of the province of Babylon. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded you. They serve not your gods, nor worship the golden image which you set up. See, you can't fret. See, they ain't fret themselves for evil doing this. I'm not worshiping these gods, man. I'm not doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? For what? I'm not doing that. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do you not serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I've set up? Do you not understand that the beast's going to come ask you this same damn question? He gonna ask, and when I say damned, I mean that in a literal sense, because that is a question that is going to damn you. You will be condemned. Do you not understand this man going to be asking you this same question? Oh, you don't worship me? And this image, look at it, it's alive. It talks. What's wrong with you? I'm God. You ain't see me resurrect from the dead. I took a deadly wound and I lived. I am Jesus. You don't know about me? Did you not hear about these dark sentences I expounded on? I've been teaching the people for years. Why don't you serve me? When you read anywhere, and when Yahushua walked the earth, that he commanded anybody to be killed. See, these are the elements of your God you're supposed to know. Yahushua said, I didn't come to destroy man's lives. I came to save them. You know what I'm talking about? And this man coming to destroy men's lives if they don't serve him. You're supposed to know the difference. That's where your discernment come in. You got to pay attention to the nuance and know, my God don't operate like that. You only know nuance when you learn character. You only learn character when you seek to learn the individual and not learn the individual so that you can get a profit from them, but that how you can be able to better serve and relate to them. That's why you seek to learn character. If you don't do that, you just somebody who you just in relationships. When I say relationships, any type of relationship, you're having an interpersonal relationship with somebody just for the sake of having it, just for the sake of company. You know what I'm talking about? You're not learning the character of the individual so that if this person had sent somebody in his name, you would know if he sent him or not, because this person's character would match the character of the person who sent him. You know what I'm talking about? Because you would already know, oh, no. Remember what Ezekiel said? Remember what Peter said? Oh, I ain't never did nothing like that. I know full well you ain't sent nobody to tell me to do nothing like that, because I know who you work for. And he don't roll like that. No, I can't rock with that. You know what I'm saying? This don't sound right. You know what I'm talking about? Now, if you be ready at what time, this is verse 15, Daniel chapter 3. Now, if you be ready at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, all kinds of music, you fall down and worship the image which I have made. But if you worship not, you shall be cast the same hour in the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Who is that Elohim who should deliver you out of my hand? Who is like unto the beast? Who will make war with him? Is that not what they said? Thank you, Brother Reynolds. That's Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. They real name. You know, we try to say their real name. Sometimes they be in my mind. Sometimes they don't. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer you in this matter. If it be so, our Elohim, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto you, O king, that we will not serve your gods, nor worship the golden image which you have set up. They letting it be known. Whether he save us or not, I ain't doing it. And notice what he said. We know he is able to deliver us. He said, but if not, nigga, let me let you know right now, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not doing that. That's the mind you got to have. I'm not doing that, because you got to look at it. Just because he don't save you don't mean that he couldn't. Maybe you just need to be found worthy to suffer for his name. But see, a lot of people, they don't want to do that. Remember what it said about the apostles. We can come back to Revelation 16. Remember what it said about the apostles, right? That they were beaten. And what did they do after they were beaten? Y'all know what it said? Michael, you know what they said? After the apostles were beaten, it said they stood up and rejoiced because they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. That's why I say if you suffer with him, you'll reign with him. How you gonna sit back and say you want to reign with somebody who suffered for your sake, but you couldn't suffer for his? Well, that's a selfish move if I ever heard one. You know what I'm talking about? But don't you understand, son? When this man tell you in the text, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, because their name written in heaven. And what did he tell you to do if you were persecuted for righteousness' sake? What was the instruction he gave for you to do? Huh? What'd you say? Oh, you said it. You ain't say it like you mean it. No, this is what you did. Then you say it, and the people sitting around you heard you. Then you wonder why I ain't hear you. Because I didn't know who said it. I thought somebody was being a ventriloquist. Yeah, I wasn't being fine. I'm like, I don't know who said that. Yeah, you said rejoice. That's a joyous thing. That means you who will know you. That means your name written in heaven. That means, shalom, Brother Saul. That means he chose for you to go through that because it was his desire to give you salvation. That was his desire. Shalom, man. That's right, Mother Sharon. That's right. He said, be exceeding. Let's go ahead and look at it because I like the definition out of Luke better than the one in Matthew. What you over here doing, Buggy? Little Buggy.
She ran up here.
Luke 6:20. I'm sorry. What you doing over here, little Buggy? That's funny to you? Huh? Oh, that's funny to you too? Luke 6:20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Baruch be you poor. For yours is the rule, reign, Malkuth, or Elohim. Remember, this is the humble. This still relates to Psalms 37. Baruch do you that hunger now, for you shall be filled. Baruch are you that weep now, for you shall laugh. Baruch are you when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you, and shall reproach you, and shall cast your name as evil, for the son of Adam's sake. Rejoice you in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in Shamahim, for in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. Don't be sad about it. See, they got separate from your company, but people are going to remove themselves from your presence. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to want to fool with you, man. See, you got a lot of, like this here, right? Come on to Revelation 16. See, you got a lot of brews who some would say would be more on the Christian side. I wouldn't say that there. I say they more on the soft side. Now, I done told y'all this before. I would never tell nobody to cut off their family. You know what I'm saying? Them your people. But I'm telling you like this here. Your people going to stop fooling with you. You know what I'm talking about? If you own it, they go. And when I say stop fooling with you, that doesn't mean they may not going to be like, hey, man, how you been? It's not like they're not going to call you. It's not like they're not even going to ask to see you. But them people don't want to be around you like that. And you should get to the point that you don't want to be around them like that. You know what I'm talking about? Just on the fact of what y'all doing, I ain't really on that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't really trying to participate with that. I love you, but I ain't really on that. You know what I'm saying? See, some people look at it because, you know, some people get in the word, man, they cut the people off. See, they think if you stay close to them, you can win them to the word. I can't win nobody who ain't supposed to be one. I can't make straight what Elohim done made crooked. I can't do that. All I can do is, because y'all already know that people tell you, I'm not finna walk up on nobody. I don't care, friends, family, you know what I'm talking about, all that there, and just bombard them with some words. I'm not finna do that, man. You coming to a family gathering, you coming to your parents' anniversary dinner. Them people don't want to hear that. You know what some of them brews are doing? Thus saith Yahuwah, this swine is an abomination. Man, leave them people the hell alone. You knew these people were sinners before you came. So what did you expect them to do? Then you wonder why they don't want to talk to you. All you got to do is live it. And if they see you living it through your example, if Yahuwah open their hearts, then they'll receive that, and they very well may come and serve Yahuwah. But get what? It's a lot of people gonna come serve Yahuwah who've been serving Yahuwah, and they still gonna go to hell because they don't believe no word. See, some people just looking at it as getting people say they doing it versus that it's in your heart to do it. What's the good of saying you doing something, but it ain't in your heart to do it? And more people who serve Yahuwah, it's not in their heart to do it. So that's why their service is lackluster and mediocre. Revelation chapter 16, I believe we stopped at verse 11. That's it. That's all you can do. Just be an example. Every Bruce get caught up on that internet stuff, man. They feel like you got to run down on everybody. Like the dude I was talking about, I mentioned that last night. Dude said, "Oh no, it's a sword fight." I said, "You already came with the wrong attitude, bro. We having a conversation. You come in want to fight. You're not gonna win nobody coming in looking for a fight. You know what I'm talking about? You're not." Right. I see. That's a whole nother conversation. Y'all remember what that mean about don't cast your pearls before swine? You remember them definitions? We'll come back and get them definitions, everybody, so y'all can remember that there, man. What that's talking about. Bird, you been casting your pearls, Bird? You been giving your wisdom away, or you been keeping it to yourself? You been keeping it to yourself? Say them boys don't need to hear what you talking about, huh, Bird? I know that's right, Bird. I got no money. If he pee, he out of the family. We come over here, Matthew 7, man. Take a look at this real quick, right? Y'all remember what that mean, right? Don't give that which is holy unto the dogs. Of course, you know dogs is a man of an impure mind. Kahun, an imputed man. That means don't give that which is set apart to those who have a defiled mind. That's what that means when they say dogs. Now, when he tell you don't cast your pearls in this instance, of course, is your proverbs, your words of great value. Don't give the gospel of Yahushua unto swine, because we know, right? Because the preacher sought out many proverbs to set him in order. And then when we turn around, of course, you know, swine, that's a literal pig. He say, lest they trample and rend you under them. Well, when you come to trample, of course, you got to tread on with rudeness or to insult or with insulting neglect. Is that not what they did with Yahushua? Every time he hit him off with that word, they mocked him for it. And what does he tell you in Psalms 1? Blessed are those who don't sit in the seat of the what? Scornful. We're not going to sit around here and listen to you mock us and we got the words of life. We're not doing that. And of course, the rend is the breakthrough or asunder, or individuals are going to seek to do you harm or to wreck or to destroy you. So again, you don't want to give that which is set apart to those who have a defiled mind, and you don't want to give, and i.e., it's not the law. He said proverbs, words of great value. That means don't give the gospel to certain individuals. Don't give it to them. You know what I'm talking about? That's what that literally means. When he say don't cast your pearls, he talking about them prophets. Come on here and get this Ecclesiastes 13 for those who may not know what I'm talking about. Jeremiah James Bird. What's the word? What's the word, Jeremiah James Bird?
Heard the word.
You all right with me, Bird? He knew what to hit. The bird. Bird the word. You ain't heard that the bird the word? You been watching Family Guy, Bird? I see. You don't even know what that is.
Stewie.
Who is Stewie, Bird? I don't know no Stewie.
I do.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 9. Moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs. Now, of course, people who've been here for a while, they know what this means. But let's get this here for those who ain't heard it, who ain't been around here to hear it. Preacher is coalesced. That is a collector of sentences, a preacher, a public speaker, a speaker in an assembly. So when you arrange sentences, that means you gather words together to give understanding. Not per se the line upon line, precept upon precept deal. You know what I'm talking about? But beginning at Moses and all the prophets and the Psalms. Oh, shoot. Praise you indeed, Brother Harris. He expounded on the things pertaining to himself. Now, sought out. Of course, you know Lamar is to teach. Sought out is kakar, which is to examine, to investigate. What is that? Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. And they are they which testify of me. Now, when you gave good heed, that is azan. He weighed, he tested, he proved, he considered. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about that, right? When he telling you to search the scriptures, he telling you weigh, test, and consider that these things are true. And of course, Proverbs is mashal, set in order. Of course, you know is takan. That's to make straight, to arrange, and to set in order Proverbs. Proverbs, of course, is mashal. These are ethical and religious sayings, if you would, for lack of a better term. Now, the next verse, verse 10, the preacher sought to find out acceptable words and written, upright words of truth. So we'll go through that there for you also. Acceptable is kafats. That is, these are delightful words. They're pleasurable words. Of course, kathab is written. You know the yatsar is upright. That's straightness. That's what is right. That which is due. And of course, you know the debar of a mouth. These are words of faith. Words of faith. The words of the wise are as golds, as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies are given from one shepherd. So it's one shepherd who gives this information. And he gives this information to set in order these proverbs. This is what Yahushua did when he resurrected from the dead. He set in order all these proverbs. So when he telling his apostles, hey, man, don't give these proverbs, don't give this gospel to swine, man. Don't get out of them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't going to do nothing but kill you for it. We go back to what we just read in what? Luke chapter 6. They're going to hate you for the son of Adam's sake. They ain't going to do nothing but hate you for it. You know what I'm talking about? So don't even give it to them. That's where your wisdom and discernment come in at. That's why he told them to dust your feet off on people. And all these dumb bastards out here trying to come at people repeatedly who done told you they don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Well, that one different now. See, the don't go into the Samaritans is because that's your 2 Kings 17. Them people wasn't Yahudim, so they can't get no word. If you hear it, that's cool. But I can't come looking for you, hitting you off with this word. Because everything got to go to Yasharal first. Everything got to go to the seed of Abraham first. I got to serve them first. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you come up the cop, that don't mean I ain't going to break you off. You know what I'm talking about? Like we know the Canaanite woman came out, he broke off. The Roman centurion came up, he broke him off. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't looking for you, though. I ain't come to serve you. You know what I'm talking about? I came to serve him, and him. You know what I'm talking about? Some people don't like that, but that just is what it. I seen a dude complain about LeBron trying to get his son in the NBA. That's some sucker junk. And this sucker when white people do it. I say, you niggas a damn fool. Nigga, if you got connections to get your children somewhere, that's what you're supposed to do. Who told you supposed to go the hard way and earn it? You was a damn fool. Nigga, son, I did this here to set you up. Now, you got to keep it. But I did this to put you into place. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga say it's weak. Why the hell would I take time to build something up and tell my son, go out here and figure it out on your own, build your own stuff? What type of father is that? You know what I'm saying? Yahuwah definitely didn't do that. Come on back to Revelation 16. These people crazy. Little Bug, you over here crying. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Shoot, if I was LeBron, I campaign for. Hey man, shoot. Well, my son that's why I'm going. If that'll make somebody be like, well, shoot, we need to get his son. We can get him. Who cares if he's 39? That's what you're supposed to do. Niggas really be complaining because white folk like this here. Stephen Jones only run the Cowboys because his daddy is. That's what his daddy plan was the whole time. I'm going to get me some money. I'm going to buy a football team. I'm going to leave it to my son. His daughter worked for him. Niggas so stupid. But see, that's what niggas mess up at. Niggas don't like to hire their own family because you know what nigga tell you, don't hire a family. Man, nobody don't trying to hear all that. Yeah, you may not hire your cousins. You know what I'm talking about? So this is what it is. You don't hire a family that's incompetent. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your family have competency for the space that you're putting them in. You just don't be like, come on, mom, come work for me. Come over here and run the computer. You know that lady don't know how to do that. Then you wonder why she failed. Your brother been going to jail for the last 22 years. Get that nigga something he can do and tell that nigga, bro, you can work for me. But if you want to do X, Y, Z, you got to earn it. You know what I'm talking about? Guess what? All LeBron did with his homeboys was give him an opportunity. He just gave him some work. You know what I'm saying? I was just listening to the nigga. I think when I was D Haven popped up again, he said he realized nigga was mad, but he realized what Jay-Z did, what a lot of them niggas is, I'm just gonna give you an opportunity. What you do with it is what you do with it. At the end of the day, as a man, that's about all you can do is give a man an opportunity. Man, here go the pack. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if you own that, what you own, if you ain't got no history of doing X, Y, Z. But nigga, a damn fool, man. You got a wife, your wife ain't gonna work for you, you ain't gonna pay her, you ain't gonna pay your kids. You gonna try to exploit him for free labor and then talk bad about Mr. Charlie? Mr. Charlie pay his family members. You know why Mr. Charlie pay him, Michael? One, he pay him so he can write him off on the taxes. Two, he pay him to set a work history so that they can be able to go somewhere and grab other skills. Maybe, okay, you've been working for me. Now when I send you to college and you go do X, Y, Z, you got all these skills. I might tell you to go work and intern for such and such so you can get some more skills and come back to the family business and do this here. They just not trying to have a nigga just float and can't do nothing. They don't do that. You know what I'm talking about? Get what? What you seen Donald Trump children doing? Daughter and son. Who did they work for before they went in the White House? Him. And when he went in the White House, guess what he did? Gave his daughter and son a job? That's what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna get power, and don't let that power benefit my family. That's retarded. You know what I'm talking about? Well, it's not even just like this here, because the generational wealth term has definitely been overused. You know what I'm saying? It's not even the aspect of generational wealth. It's why would you not want to work for me first? Because everybody, family members, got people who got nigga. Paris Hill didn't work for none of that junk her granddaddy had going on. That nigga knew his granddaughter was an idiot. Do you know what I'm saying? This nigga's an idiot. You're not gonna work for me. You have to know your turn too now. You know what I'm saying? Because some kids be like, I don't want to do this. Sam Walton's turn was like this here. We gonna run Walmart. And guess what they still been doing? Running Walmart. You know what I'm talking about? Now that goes into the element of what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes. Do you know what he said, Bird? When you die, you don't know if you're going to leave it to a wise man or a fool. This is also vanity and vexation of the spirit. Fair and fair. That's family. Fair. Family member. They had pipeline. Everybody be a lawyer.
But then with them, I read that they was doing like with the book, like having their daughters marry other.
Yeah, they marry other people in that same line of work. That's the Wu-Tang thing. My seed, marry your seed, marry his seed. That's how we keep all the money. People of real wealth have been doing that for millenniums. They done already said you marry. I just read an article. They were talking about Jackie O. Her daddy wanted her to marry. They were upper middle class people. He sent her to college specifically to find a wealthy man to marry. You know what I'm talking about? And one wealthy man wanted to marry her, but she just didn't like him, so she didn't marry him. And that's how she ended up with John Kennedy, because she liked him. And guess where John Kennedy people's money came from? Selling liquor, bootleggers. The nigga was a criminal. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga daddy wasn't no upright man. He was a criminal. Oh, y'all forgot liquor used to be illegal. Were you aware of that, man? You were not aware of that? What do they teach you in the New York public school system? Oh, you never heard of prohibition? Speak easy. Yeah, alcohol was illegal. He was probably doing all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a bunch of movies on that.
Yeah, but Joe Kennedy made his money as a bootlegger.
That's what life was on. That's life. They were doing on life. That joint was illegal.
It's illegal.
They only used to sell it at down under type spots.
That's called a speakeasy.
Yeah.
Speakeasy. Prohibition Act of 1919. I forgot when they legalized it again. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was like in the 40s, 30s and 40s.
So you had about a 10, 15-year run, niggas getting hundreds of thousands selling liquor. You know what I'm saying?
But them crackers knew that, like you said. A lot of them crackers came up off this.
Pays the bill.
Yeah, shit, pay the bill. Yeah. Oh, she just said in Indiana they changed the law where you can't buy alcohol on Sundays. I think it's still like that in Georgia.
It's depend on the county. It depends on the county. Yeah, it's the county.
They said that's the Lord's day. You can't drink the devil's juice.
And that's all. They don't set it to after like 12:31.
No, not because it's the Sabbath. They saying it's the Lord's day. You shouldn't be getting drunk. So they're not gonna sell you no alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I was in the county. It was about it like at 12.
You know what I'm saying? Can't be. You can't buy the devil's juice. What they say? What did that man say? Ned Flanders, you around here smoking the devil's lettuce. That's what these boys say y'all here doing. That's the devil's juice. Revelation 16, man. I mean, but you also got to remember, right? That's their Lord's day. That's their game. That's their day. You got to let them people. That's their land. Let them do what it is that they're doing. Are you sorry? Bird say you are sorry. He said not sorry as in apologizing. Sorry as in sorry. That was Bird. You said that, Bird? He said it. That boy Bird hard. Revelation 16 and 11 one more time. And blasphemed the Elohim and Shamahim because of their pains, their swords, and repented not of their deeds. The sixth Malachim poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. The water thereof was dried up, and the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. I saw 3 unclean ruachs like frogs coming out of the mouth of the serpent, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirit of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of Elohim Almighty. See, that's the other part they don't want to deal with. Boy, it's not going to be no war, you big jackass. It's going to be a war between man and God. But you don't hear nobody talk about that, do it? These people going to be gathering up to fight Yahushua, man. But you wanted to be this great world war. Who cares about people killing people? Look at what he said these devils going to go out to see the people to gather them to go to do what? To the battle of the great day of Elohim Almighty. Shalom. Behold, I come as a thief. Baruch is he that watch and keep his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. Armageddon is not a war. Armageddon is a place. Who recalls the other names for the place of Armageddon? The Valley of Hinnom, but also Joel chapter 3. The Valley of Decision. Oh no, Valley of Dry Bones. That's a whole nother deal. Yes, sir. Megiddo is also a name of that place. Joel chapter 3, verse 1. Behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Yehuda and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Yasharal, whom you have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And here we go to verse 14. And it's also known as what he just mentioned. It's the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Armageddon and the Valley of Jehoshaphat is one and the same. Multitudes. Matter of fact, you could back it up to verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen. Gather yourselves together round about till the cause your mighty ones to come down, O Yahuwah. Now, we didn't read Revelation 17, but he said in Revelation 17 that he was going to move these people to give their kingdoms over to the beast to prepare them for this battle. I just be wondering one thing. How do you do study this book all day, every day, and miss all of that, and then give out all this bad information? Let the heathen be wakened and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. See, pause. How does that relate to something in the law? Somebody coming to a valley to get judged. In the law. Who got something for me? In the law. Michael, Civic, Jeremiah James, Bird. No, not him now. I'm talking about where can you see a correlating piece of information? How he telling these people come down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, to the valley of decision. You have an equal, comparable similitude in the law. When I say in the law, I'm literally talking about Genesis to Deuteronomy. You have an equal comp. Oh, no, not Joseph. Not Joseph. Joseph was good and dead by this time. Hey, Bob, come on now. Michael, if you don't got the answer, I'm going to need 22 and a half push-ups. You be working out. You can handle it. You can't do no push-ups? Ain't no such thing as girl push-ups.
Never going in the land.
Them sissy push-ups. Nigga, little muffin can do push-ups. She's 6 years old.
Would you say like Moses? Because I hear people, like he had set up judges.
Those are.
I don't know.
Y'all don't know? You know Khaled?
I'm cool.
Any of you brothers? He mentioned it. Oh, man, y'all done forgot already. Man, you say give you a moment? How long is a moment? All right. I'm going to give you like this here. It's at a minute 16. 1 hour and 16 minutes. You got 45 seconds. I'm watching the clock.
You said Joseph was dead?
Joseph was dead. Oh, that's what you got for me? That's all you got? Let me ask y'all a question, right? What happened after the firstborn of the Egyptians died?
Oh, you talking about the Red Sea?
They brought them down there and took them right on out. Valley of Decision. Brought a whole multitude down there, a whole army, took them out.
Right.
Y'all forgot about that?
Definitely made that Red Sea.
Look at you. You forgot.
Made the Red Sea a nice valley.
You were going to say that? How we know that for real?
That's what I'm saying.
You say your response was supposed to be the Lord knows I was going to say it. So now that means he didn't know you were going to say it. That means that's cap. Stop the cap. But yeah, that's what happened to all those sides. Remember that? You know what I'm talking about? Brought them all out there and did what? Drowned his army. Yahuwah met him at right then and there and took him on out. Let's come and look at it as Exodus 14 so you can see your comp.
Should have stayed in bed.
You should have stayed at the Holiday Inn. Exodus chapter 14. We'll pick it up at verse 1. We're going to move around. We're going to read all of it. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the sons of Yasharal, they that turn and encamp before Pharaoh, before Migdal, and the sea over against Baal-Zephon, before it shall you encamp by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the sons of Yasharal, they are entangled in the land, and the wilderness have shut them in. I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his host, that the Egyptians may know that I am Yahuwah, and they did so. And it was told the king of Mizraim that the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and his servants were turned against the people. And they said, Why have they done this? That we have let Yasharal go from serving us. And he made his chariot ready and took his people with him. Took 600 chosen chariots, all the chariots of Mizraim, captains over every one of them, a large army. What was Yahuwah doing? Gathering them up for the battle. And guess what? Let me ask you this here. Who took them out? Man or Elohim? Yahuwah took him out. So who gonna take out the beast in his army at the end? Man or Elohim? He told you the end from the beginning and the beginning from the end. It's all the same word if you understand what you're looking at. Ain't nothing changing. The man ain't doing nothing different. Verse 8, Yahuwah hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Mizraim. He pursued after the sons of Yasharal. The sons of Yasharal went out with a high hand. The Egyptians pursued after them. The horses and chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army overtook them encamping by the sea beside Fearoth before Baal-zephon. Let me drop down verse 13. Well, make it 11 because they finna start running their mouth. But let me just do 10. Pharaoh drew near the sons of Yasharal, lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them. They were sore afraid. The sons of Yasharal cried unto Yahuwah. They said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, you have taken us away to die in the wilderness. Wherefore have you dealt with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is this not the word that we did tell you in Egypt, saying, let us alone that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians that we should die in the wilderness. Moses said unto the people, fear you not, and stand still and see the salvation of Yahuwah, when he will show you today. For the Egyptians who you have seen today, you shall see them again no more forever. And what's going to happen at the end? You're going to stand still, and you're going to see the salvation of Yahuwah. And all these nations who you seen before, you ain't going to see them no more. You ain't going to see them no more. Look at what he said in verse 14. Yahuwah shall fight for you, and he shall be your peace. And then, of course, we all know what happened. Let's just read on them niggas dying. Verse 23. The Egyptians pursued and went after them in the midst of the sea, even all of Pharaoh's houses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, Yahuwah looked upon the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of the fire of the cloud and troubled the host of the Egyptians. Took off the chariot wheels, then drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Yasharal, for Yahuwah fight for them against the Egyptians. Yahuwah said unto Moses, stretch out your hand over the sea, that the waters may come upon the Egyptians and upon their chariots and upon their horsemen. Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength. And when the morning appeared, the Egyptians fled against it, and Yahuwah overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. The waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the hosts of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them, and there remained not so much as one of them. Took them out. Come on back to Joel chapter 3. And you know what that was? In the valley of decision. You know what I'm talking about? Multitudes in the valley of decision. Look at the Lord. Praise the Lord. 3 and 12, Joel. That's why you don't fret yourself because of evildoers. That's what you seen your forefathers just briefly were doing that. It was better for us that we had cucumbers, leeks, and melons. It wasn't no graves. Get out of here, man. You scared. This nigga scared. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahuwah is near in the valley of decision. The sun and moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Yahuwah shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. The heavens and earth shall shake, but Yahuwah will be the hope of his people and the strength of the sons of Yasharal. So that you know, I, Yahuwah your Elohim, dwelling in Zion, my Kadesh mountain, then shall Jerusalem be Kadesh, and there shall be no more strangers pass through her anymore. It shall come to pass in that day that the mountain shall drop new wine, the hills shall flow with milk, all the rivers of Yahuwah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth out of the house of Yahuwah and water the valley of Shittim. And you know that's Zechariah 14 and Ezekiel 47. And that's that water of life freely in Revelation 22. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the sons of Yehudah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Yehudah shall dwell forever in Jerusalem from generation to generation, for I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yahuwah dwell in Zion. Now, you looking at all this stuff, and boy talking about World War III coming and the Lord coming back. That's what now I'm just going to have to be brutally honest with you. Once you hear people talking like that, you need to stop listening to them. And the reason why I got to tell you that is because now you're able to discern the word of Elohim is not in them. Now, if you want to tell them, hey, brother, you may be incorrect, that's your choice. But I wouldn't listen to somebody who blatantly and obviously don't know what they're talking about. Because then you may lose your soul because you feel like you got to have allegiance to somebody because they black. You understand? Have allegiance to somebody because, we all Hebrews, man. We all prophecy in part. That boy's not prophesying in part. That boy giving you wrong information. He misteaching. He false teaching. It doesn't matter if he's intending to false teach or not. It's bad information. That means Yahuwah ain't with him. Why would Yahuwah be with a man and give him wrong information? Then turn around and say Hamashiach will straighten it all out when he in the wilderness when he returned. Well, why he didn't straighten it out with you before he came back? Do you understand that don't make no sense? that this man's supposed to gave somebody some information for him to straighten out the information he gave you when he get back to the house? Why wouldn't he gave you the right information before he came back to the house? That's how people think, man. It's utterly ridiculous. Psalms 37. The junk don't make no sense if you are a logical thinking man. If you use your brain, that makes no sense. That's not to disparage nobody. You know what I'm saying? We're just telling you the truth. If a dude came and told me, see, once Babylon get destroyed, World War III coming, America going down, Babylon, and we're going to be delivered, the second exodus coming, I'm walking away from you. I know ain't no word in you. I know ain't no word in you because I know what the text say, and the text don't tell me that. I don't care about no World War III. We literally read last night, and anytime stuff like this happened, we had to bring it back up. That man said, you're going to hear of what? Wars and rumors of wars, and the end is not yet. It's the beginning of sorrow. That's what the man said. That man told you, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by the prophet Daniel, he that readeth, let him understand. He said that's when it's going down. And what is he telling you is going down to? For you don't have to choose between Yahuwah and the devil. Who you gonna serve? What he told him in the wilderness, choose you this day who you gonna serve. He said, as for me and my house, we gonna serve you. And get what he told you to do. Get what he told you to do. You know what I'm talking about? He said, leave all that stuff in Egypt on the other side of the flood. You know what I'm talking about? Remember Lot's wife? All we got to do is just pay attention to the book, man. You know what I'm saying? You can listen to anybody you want to listen to, but you're supposed to pay attention to what the book say. You can't be around here getting caught up in cult of personality, worshiping men, sticking to groups. You supposed to stick to Yahuwah. What does the word say? I don't care who the person is, man. If they saying what the word say, man, you got to go with the word. It ain't about the person, it's about the word. Like I said last night, are you listening for the voice of the shepherd or are you listening for the voice of the preacher? You got to go with the word. What does the word say? I don't care who that nigga is. If he's saying something, but that book don't say that. And I ain't talking about like it don't say that. I'm talking about disseminating an understanding that is not congruent with the text. It's one thing if he misquote a word here, you know what I'm saying? But you get the gist. You telling niggas, oh, Russia going to war, that's Gog and Magog. Off top, he canceled. Do you know what I'm talking about, nigga? I'm canceling my subscription.
Yeah, like you said, you ain't even got to say, brother, I don't think that's right.
You got. That's why I did Buddy like that yesterday. Just why I did him like that. You know what I'm saying? So he got caught up because he ain't like how he was talking. I don't care how that nigga talking to me. I don't even know this nigga. I cannot be emotionally or mentally moved by the words of a man that I do not know on the internet. Nigga, that could be a fat white man for all I know. You know what I'm saying? That could be a dyke signal. Look at this nigga. I got him arguing with me. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I don't know this person. You know what I'm talking about? It's like I say, but when he got on, you know what I'm saying, feeling himself, puffing his, you know what I'm saying, like he done did 5 sets of 12 on the bench press. Let me go ahead and let you know, boy, well, my dope good. And I told him that too, boy, your work is trash, man. Stop putting that bad dope on the street, man. Saw cut with all type of acetone and all this other stuff, man. Stop selling that. Niggas buying this, what you selling? And get what the Lord told you to do. Leave him alone. Let the blind lead the blind. Because if they both be blind, they all gonna fall in the ditch. And it's hard for a lot of us to do that. You know what I'm talking about? No, when that nigga came, shut up then. Oh, boy, I'm twice your age. Boy, who you think you talking to? You was a jit to me. You understand? Like, dude was in their early 20s. Nigga, who was you talking to? Nigga, if I was reckless with my penis in my youth, nigga, you old enough to be my son. Let me go ahead and put you over my knee, nigga. Spank you real quick like, boy, so you don't play with me. You know what I'm talking about? That bad junk you talking about. See, if this here go, this man say the 2 witnesses was a northern and southern kingdom, my G. That's what this nigga said, man. That ain't no, I'm talking about, nigga, you're horrible. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't even engage you in a conversation. I'm going to walk away. And you can call me what you want to call me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be telling you. You know what I'm saying? I told you, man, I told a little Eric about that the other day, man. Man, you blessed to be able to get a level of understanding and know what this man will actually is. It ain't something just to do. You know what this man will actually is. You know, you can read Zechariah 4 and see these are 2 olive branches. You understand that one coming in the power of Moses One coming in the power of Elijah, and the type of prophecy that the men have, you got to gauge to know what type of prophecy it's going to be. You understand? Because they're trying to get people to come back. People going to be worshiping the devil at this time. These dudes I don't care about nobody. They don't understand that it's trying to win souls back from the clutches of death, to turn them from darkness to light, from the power of Satan to the power of Elohim. These boys don't even got a heart for that, man. Not finna listen to you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you beneath me, nigga. You are disgusting and vile to my sensibilities. Psalm 37, man. I started back at verse 1 again, man. And when I say that, as a man, you're supposed to know when something or someone is beneath you, to where it's not even, it's disrespectful to your masculinity to engage in lengthy debates and conversations with people that you know that you're greater than. Why would you do that? Why am I arguing with a nigga that I know don't know what he's talking about? I told my homeboy told me that a long time ago. I keep telling y'all that. The man said, if you know what you talking about, what you arguing with him for? You know what I'm saying? I gave him that work and I went about my business. Now, what he said to Brandon was out of line. That nigga was being rude and disrespectful. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? But see, he did that because Brandon he ain't get disrespectful. You know what I'm talking about? But I said what I had to say, and I'm like, yeah, I see you a lame, so I'm finna dip. And he said, hey, man, that ain't brotherly love. How you doing this, that? That nigga say, nigga, F you, nigga. And went home on this nigga, man. I would have definitely exited the chat before I would have sat in and went back and forth with a nigga talking to me like that. Nigga, is you crazy, nigga? You know what I'm saying? You like, nigga, the lack of respect. Where is the decorum? You know what I'm talking about? Psalms 37:1, man. Fret not yourself because of evildoers, neither be you envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. But trust in Yahuwah and do good. So shall you dwell in the land, and you shall truly be fed. We already seen that. All the stuff we were looking at. Then it takes us back to us talking about that tree of life. Because if you trust in Yahuwah, you'll be fed, because you'll be able to eat the fruit that comes off this tree in its season. Delight yourself in Yahuwah, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. See, come over here to Proverbs 13:12 one time for a little trip down. Bring it back to your remembrance lane. I ain't got Proverbs 13 in this book. Shoot, praise Yahuwah. Prayerfully, y'all understand all these things. 13 and 12. Hope deferred make the heart sick, but when desire comes, it is a tree of life. Now, why did we come here, right? Because he said he'll give you the desires of your heart. But see, that hope gonna be deferred for a season. You understand? Come back to Psalm 37. It's gonna be deferred. But look what he said. He'll give you the desires of your heart, because when that desire comes, it's like the tree of life. Well, what is the tree of life? That's self-explanatory. We just talked about that the other day. And I think we did it in the past. We ain't done it in a while. You know how many times it's like 5-6 places that equate certain things in the text to the tree of life. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the tree that is the byproduct of faith. That's why you always see that concept of fruits of the spirit. Everybody like to talk about that. Well, fruits come from a seed, and that seed bring forth a tree. And these are the fruits of said tree. That's the benefit that comes from said tree. A lot of individuals got the seed, but they ain't getting the fruits. Therefore, you don't have the byproduct of said seed. See, you just can't say I'm showing the fruits of the spirit. Nigga, that's asinine. That's not how that works. Come to John 12. You just read what the Lord say how that works. That's not how that works. And you know what the sad part is? You got all these brews who talking about planting food and don't understand that that's not how that works. You can't just show the fruits of the spirit. The fruits of the spirit are the byproduct of the seed. Y'all already know what it said, the seed fall in good ground and it bring forth fruit. The fruit is the byproduct of the seed. So see, this is the reason being is you can't show the fruits of the spirit because that means you faking them. See, when something is a byproduct, that means that that's a part of you. That's what you do consistently because it's an offspring of the root of the matter. Y'all know what that 2 Kings 19 say, right? You take root downward to bear fruit upward. John chapter 12, verse 23. Yahushua answered him and saying, my hour is come. The hour is come that the son of Adam should be esteemed. Truly, truly, I say unto you, except the corn of wheat fall into the ground and die and abide alone. But if it die, it bring forth much fruit. See, there's no way you can bring forth the fruit if you haven't died. Most people ain't died, so that's not fruit you manifesting. That seed has fell in your heart, and you have died to the desires of your flesh in the world, and now the joy, the peace, the long-suffering, the gentleness, the meekness, the goodness, the love, the faith, the self-control, that has now replaced what was alive previously. Or what the Lord like to say in Revelation chapter 2, I believe. No, it's 3 and 5. Strengthen those things that be what? Ready to die. You know what I'm saying? If you strengthen those things that are ready to die, then the fruits of the Ruach is the byproduct to replace that. They're not going to exist simultaneously. One has to be put to death for the other to live. As long as the other lives, then that which you seek to be alive cannot take root and manifest, because it's going to be seed that fall in the stony ground, or seed that falls amongst the thorns, if you would. Back to Psalms 37. Verse 5. Commit your way unto Yahuwah, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. He shall bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your judgment as the noonday. Rest in Yahuwah, wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because of him who prosper in his way, because of the man who bring wicked devices to pass. Wicked thoughts, imaginations, and plans. He said, don't fret yourself because of them people, because they able to have that. See, that's what, especially in America, you see people like a Jay-Z or an athlete. They say these people worship Satan, but you see they getting money, and that junk appeal to people. Verse 8, look at this one here, right? Cease from anger and forsake wrath, and fret not yourself in any wise to do evil. So let's look at Ephesians 4, because now you get a good point of why Paul said what he said here. I'm sorry, is it Ephesians 4? Yeah, it is. We pick this up in Ephesians 4, verse. I pick it up at 17, man. Bump.
Come on, sit down.
Hey, cut it out. What y'all got going on? Close your legs, little girl. Fix your clothes. Your drawers strong. Ephesians 4 and 17. This I say, therefore, and testify in the Lord, that you henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened and being alienated for the life of Elohim through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness to work all uncleanliness with greediness, but you have not so learned Mashiach. If so be that you have heard of him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushua HaMashiach, that you put off concerning the former conduct, the old man which is corrupt according to deceitful lust, and be renewed in the ruach of your mind, and that you put on the new man, which after Elohim is created in righteousness and true Kadash. Wherefore put away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Be you angry and sin not, and let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil. See, we don't even understand that. When he say cease from anger, let's look at the word from cease, for cease. So with cease, you got this one here, right? Rafah. What is he telling you to do? Relax, drop, abandon, refrain, let alone, be quiet. And of course, anger here is off, and that is anger. Now, why is this the case? Because we know when he tells you to forsake wrath, because we know wrath doesn't work the righteousness of Elohim. Also, we know where anger can cause you to do things that you should not do, because he said that anger rests in the bosom of fools. You know what I'm talking about? And if you done became that new man, then guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to put that off. You cease from it. You abandon it. We all know this here. What good comes from anger? Not nothing. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you get very, very angry, you do things that after your anger has subsided, you be like, you know what? I've ruined my life. There's a lot of people sitting in the penitentiary because of a moment of anger, and they done ruin their life. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people, as of a moment of anger, people go see them at a cemetery You know what I'm talking about? Because you ain't gonna think clearly. You're gonna be moved by rage. You know what I'm talking about? That's why he say just let that stuff go. And that's why Paul come back and say, hey, you can be angry, but don't sin, meaning you allow the word to have. That's what it meaning on you can't show fruits of the spirit. The fruits of the spirit are there because you put off the old man because that seed has fell and it has died. Therefore, that which passed away no longer lives. Therefore, that does not have control or dictate what you do. See, anger is what caused Cain to kill his brother. You understand? You can even see that with the text. It said Yahushua looked on the people with anger because of the hardness of their hearts, but they sinned not. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what I'm talking about, do you, Michael? What about you, sir? That's unfortunate. Mark chapter 3. Mark 3:1, if you would. And he entered again into the synagogue, and there was a man which had a withered hand. They watched him whether he would heal him on the Shabbat, that they might accuse him. He said unto the man which had the withered hand, stand forth. He said unto them, is it lawful to do good on Shabbat or to do evil, to save a life or to kill? But they had their shalom. See, you got to watch them wicked niggas too who tell you it's good, it's lawful to do good on the Sabbath so they can go to work. You ain't saving no life because you went to work, nigga. Stop lying on that man, blaspheming that man word, telling that bold-faced lie. Just say, I want to go to work, or I'm scared Mr. Charlie going to fire me, and I don't trust that Yahuwah will provide for me a way to take care of my family. Just say, I'm not in covenant with Yahuwah, and I don't trust Yahuwah to keep his covenant. Therefore, I'm going to do what I feel like I need to do. Just say that. Because when you get up and go to work, that's what you telling him. These dudes be lying. I done had dudes you can't tell people what to do with their family. I'm going to tell you like this here. Y'all already know. I can't tell you what to do. I tell you what I do, and I tell you what that word do. You know what I'm saying? Say do. I don't give a damn what they paying. Boy, if I'm that fearful of losing a job that I don't believe that I can't take care of my family, I might as well don't even serve you no more. You know what I'm saying? Because that means that boss is your God. That's who you fear and reverence. Because he said you got to be here. I don't care about your Sabbath, care about your jump. We need you here on Saturday, and you better be here, or you're going to lose your job. And the first thing you think about, how am I going to take care of my family? You's a whole coward. You know what I'm talking about? And you don't believe damn bit of that test, because that man told you take no thought for your life. That man say he show mercy to thousands of him that keep his commandments. That man say he keep his covenant with all that's in covenant with him. Well, you don't believe that, man. Just go ahead and let that be known. Don't try to it's lawful to do good on who life you save. All you did was get up and go to work to profit somebody else, to turn around and say, I made $150, $200, $300 this day to go give it to some ungrateful bastards at your house. Because these people don't respect your service and you get your funky behind up to go run behind another man. You know what I'm talking about? See, now if you're on your own, you know, you can look them dead in the face. Hey, man, I don't work today. And they can respect it, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, you can go do business with somebody else. They don't give a damn. I can't miss what I ain't never had. See, I learned that selling dope, boy. They can't tell you, oh, you missed a whole bunch of serve last night. No, I didn't. I still got this same dope right here. It's going to sell today. I ain't missed nothing. You know what I'm saying? You missed something when I had it in my hand and I lost it. Now I misplaced it. I don't know where it's at. Dang, I missed them $500 I had because I had it. And now I don't. Nigga, I don't even know if you had $100. You just told me you had some white boys around there who was spending. I don't know if they were spending or not. You know what I'm talking about? Unless it was another dude around there to verify. But they was out there last night, boy. Well, you missed it. I made by the band last night. Well, shoot. You know what I'm saying? They be lying. And I had the white boy. I'm telling you, he was spinning all night. That boy bought a dove. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up. They'll hit you with that, man. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't experience that personally.
You know what I'm saying? I done experienced it more times than I can count. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm like this here, shoot. I still got that whole bomb. You trying to call today? Get out my face then. You know what I'm saying? You can't miss what you never had, man. So at the end of the day, you can't miss them people money because they ain't never gave it to you. You know what I'm talking about? So you want a job and you like this here. Do you fear Yahuwah or do you fear man? Because what you're doing is you saying, I got more respect for this man's ability to provide financial recompense to me than I believe that Yahuwah has the ability to give me financial recompense. That's what you're doing. And we need to be man enough to tell dudes that and stop trying to spare their feelings and be politically correct. Hey, man, at the end of the day, bro, you don't trust Yahuwah, bro, let that be known, man. Because one thing I know, boy, if you take a stand for Yahuwah, boy, Yahuwah going to look out. If he don't, he ain't the man that he say he is. For me, it's just, and if you want to serve him, but for me, if this man say this is the type of man I am, then boy, you got to ride with that. If he said that's the type of man I am. If you locked in with me, I'm locked in with you. You know what I'm talking about? If you're willing to walk away for this for me, as a man, for the man I said, I put this. See, you know why a lot of dudes don't understand that? Because they hang with a lot of whole niggas, man. They hang with a lot of dudes who say that they're a particular type of way and for dealing with a nigga, but they don't operate like that. Boy, you would say, boy, if you forsake something for me, boy, I got you. What we just read the other day, I ain't never seen the righteous forsaking or his seed begging for bread. But you scared Mr. Charlie gonna fire you. How I'm gonna take care of my family. Boy, that's a lack of faith. Oh, ye a little faith. That's what the Lord would tell you if he was in your face. That's what he would tell you. You know what I'm talking about? Psalms 37. And I stand on that. And I've been standing on that. And people in here can tell you that. I don't know a couple people. Man, shoot. I can't tell you one thing about it. I can't tell you what to do because you ain't going to run and tell nobody this, that, and the third. But I'm going to tell you what Yahuwah told you to do. Because you can argue with what I say. You can't argue with what Yahuwah says. Don't let nobody come in your face and tell you that it's lawful to do good, brother. I got to go work this 12-hour shift. What good did you work, brother? Whose life did you save? Because he said, is it lawful to do good? We still in Mark chapter 3. That just hit him with that. That's what he did for him with that manna. Gave you double on Friday, so you definitely ain't have to go out there. You think this man ain't gonna make no provision? Boy, they disrespecting your father in heaven, man. They trying to say he a deadbeat daddy like they daddy. Don't just, hey man, just because your daddy didn't take care of you, don't put that on Yahuwah. Don't put. That's why I tell y'all that the other day, man. When you got issues dealing with people in the physical form, especially on the masculine side of things, you begin to project that onto Yahuwah. So you have a hard time dealing with Yahuwah like that because you think about your dad or your uncles or your granddaddies and the failures of men in your life, and you want to put that on him. Yahuwah's not them. You can't put that on him. Yahuwah's not them. Let me finish this Mark chapter 3. I'm in verse 3. And he said unto the man which had the withered hand, stand forth. And he said unto them, is it lawful to do good on Shabbat or to do evil, to save a life or to kill? But they held their shalom. And when he looked round about on them with anger, being grieved for the hardness of their hearts, he said unto the man, stretch forth your hand. And he stretched it out. And his hand was restored whole as the others. And the Pharisees went forth straightway to took counsel with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy him. You notice that? He was angry, but he sinned not. You know what I'm talking about? He was able to abandon that anger and stay focused on the task because that anger will get you somewhere you don't want to be. And it's usually going to be outside the will of Yahuwah. That's why he say don't fret yourself in any wise, do evil. Fret here is kara, and that is to be furious, to burn, to become angry, to be incensed, to heat oneself in vexation. He said, don't allow yourself to get angry enough to where you do evil, which goes right what you seen with be angry, sin not. Cease from doing evil. It's not that difficult because this man already know your frame, and you already know what Peter told you. That's what Paul told you in 1 Corinthians 10. And all manner of temptation, Elohim make a way out. A lot of times you don't look for you see the way out, but you allow whatever emotion is going through you at the time to cause you to turn your head to the way out. You know what I'm saying? Boop. Boop. What you doing, bird? Cheesing. That's what you're doing.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Well, what you doing?
I'm not telling.
Oh, I'm not telling. Verse 9, Psalm 37. For evildoers shall be cut off. Those that wait upon Yahuwah, they shall inherit the earth. That's all you got to do. Just wait upon Yahuwah. And when the Son of Man come back, will he find faith upon the earth? Ain't that what he told you? And of course, the look here is kavah, if you recall. That is the wait, to look for, to hope, or to expect. Come over here to Romans chapter 8. Girl, you always crying. Your life ain't hard. Why you always crying? Why you always on the road? Why bird always step on your toe? Bird, you step on her toe? Why you do that? So you rude. 8 and 20. Romans 8 and 20. Oh. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the esteemed freedom of the sons of Elohim. For we know that the whole creation groan and travail in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Ruach, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man see, why do he yet hope for? But if we hope for that we see not, then we do with patience wait for it. And y'all know what it say about in Romans 5. Michael, you know what Romans 5 say? You don't know. What about you, Civic? Honda. Niggas used to call you that in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, if not, them niggas in Massachusetts ain't got no jokes. That's open comedy. What about you, Monte? You remember what Romans 5 say? It don't matter. I just said it because we finna go look at it anyway. Come on, Romans 5 and 1. We just want to look at what's at the top. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have shalom with Elohim through our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. That's why the end of the perfect man is peace, through faith. By whom also we have access by faith into this mercy, wherein we stand, rejoice in hope of the esteem of Elohim. Not only so, but we esteem the tribulations, also knowing that tribulations work patience. Patience experience and experience hope, and hope make not ashamed, because the love of Elohim is shed abroad in our hearts by the Ruach HaKadosh, which he has given unto us. That's why you had the hope or the expectation, because you done went through a little tribulation, and that tribulation give you a little bit of patience. And that patience give you the experience of Elohim, where you can hope and expect to receive something from Elohim. That experience of Elohim is really detailed in regards to receiving the Ruach HaKadosh. Because once you've experienced him, then you will wait for him. Most people do not experience him. That's why they do not wait for him. That's why they don't have any expectation to receive anything from him. Matter of fact, in that regard, Philippians chapter 3, speaking of an expectation. Bird, you expect to catch this elbow? Catch these hands, Bird. You expect that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why would you expect that?
Because I do that karate.
Oh, you do that at karate? Mm-hmm. 3 and 8. What kind of belt you got?
Yellow on the side. White in the middle.
White and blue?
No, white is in the middle and yellow's on the side.
And yellow's on the side. Are you a kung fu master? Would you like to test my Wu-Tang style?
Not yet.
Oh, I thought you'd like to test my Wu-Tang style.
I'm still not done.
But I'm saying, though.
I still do gotta go there. I still do.
You still do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Philippians 3 and 8. Yea, doubtless I count all things lost for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushua my Lord, whom I've suffered all the loss of all things, and do count them dung, that I may win Mashiach, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law, but that which is through faith of Mashiach, the righteousness which is of Elohim by faith, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made conformable unto his death. See, that's the aspects of talking about the tribulation. Then the tribulation, of course, it brings forth the patience, and the patience brings forth the experience. Because if you suffer for Elohim, that means you wait for him. When you wait for him, that means you can experience him. And when you experience him, that means that you will not be ashamed, because he told you all that believe on him will not be ashamed. If by any means I might attain unto the resurrection of the dead. See, this is what this man's hope and expectation was. Matter of fact, the dude yesterday was mocking about, I said, dang, bro, you don't believe in the resurrection of the dead? We definitely ain't got nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not conversing with nobody who say they deal with the word and don't deal with the resurrection of the dead. I'm not conversing with you. Because you know what's going to end up happening? somebody's faith gonna be overthrown. Because if you don't come from the aspect of making sure that you're gonna edify, but get in a sword fight like Buddy wanted to do, all that does is damage the people who see that from the outside. Back to Psalms 37. We are in verse 10. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, though you shall diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of shalom. The wicked plot against the just, and gnash his teeth upon him with his teeth. That's what we just read in Mark 3. Was they not doing that? See, when the wicked see the righteous, they always gonna plot. You have to understand that and know that. What you think they did? That's how Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego got caught up. That's how Daniel got caught up. Plot in this particular passage, the word is zamam. It is to have a thought, to devise a plan, a plot of evil intent. Verse 13, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he see that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay as such be of an upright conversation. Now, y'all know conversation ain't conversation. Y'all know conversation here is Darak. You know what Darak means, Bird? Darak.
The way.
The way? I seen you got an assist. You hit your jumper from the corner. All right. Yes, it means Darak means the way, a course of life, a manner of life. So the wicked have drawn out a sword and bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay them who have an upright life. Upright again is Yasar, straight, correct, righteous, poor and needy. Poor, ani, poor, afflicted, humble, lowly. Remember, he say, come unto me, I am lowly. I am meek and lowly. Needy is at beyond, and want and need and needing help and deliverance. So they want to come and kill those who are humble and want or desire or need the deliverance of Elohim, and that they want to slay an individual who lives a righteous life. That's what they did to the Lord. This is what this passage means, so you understand that. The sword shall enter into their own heart, and the bow shall be broken. Same thing that's what the law say, right? What you imagine to do to your brother shall be what? Done unto you. Now, what happened to Judas? You wanted Yahusha to be hung from a tree, so you shall be hung from a tree, and your boughs shall fall out. A little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked. That's what your mans kept talking about money don't matter. Let me tell you something, man. We all know this here. Dealing as men, you know, there's a lot of elements that matter to a man, and money is in the top 3, if not the top 5. That guaranteed. If you a man and you want, and I'm talking about not because we live in America neither, and definitely not because for the impression on no woman. You know, money has been a matter to judge a man's status level from the foundation of time. Didn't the book tell you Abraham was rich? With cattle and silver, right or wrong? Man service and maid service. You think somebody less than gonna come in here and talk about I'm on the same level as Abraham? That's before we even go to talking about his righteousness and masculinity. Because truth be told, your top 3 things is your godliness, your masculinity, and your money. You know what I'm talking about? Dudes want to be top flight and top shelf, and you broke. Man, ain't nobody respecting that. You can't, because you're not gonna have any power dynamics, and you broke. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't gonna have that word. But you know that's a female thing. I told you that's what these boys out here doing. They trying to pull a Lizzo. Love me anyway. So what? I'm fat and look like 16, 17 doggone beach balls. Love me anyway. Do you know this fat funky hoe had the nerve to get on the internet and put mustard on Oreo cookies and eat it, and dumb women were following behind her doing it? Do you know this fat funky hoe had the nerve to get on live and take a dump on the toilet with no clothes on? I thank the Lord I only heard about it and didn't see it. Because then I'd probably be blind. Because y'all all know this here. Y'all ladies, y'all know what the unattractive women like to say when don't nobody give them no attention. Why I got to be about looks? You only say that because you ain't got it. Because if you had look, you ain't never heard somebody who had looks say why I got to be about looks. You ain't never heard somebody who was making a decent wage say why I got to be about the money. It's only broke niggas. Why I got to have a car? What you mean why you got to have a car? Why she got to come pick you up? It's only one city in America where you know what I'm saying? You really like, it don't matter if you got a car or not. And who would want to live there? The taxes are outrageous. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, in California, that junk even worse. You go, the money all us make right now would probably be 3/4 gone if we all lived in California, man. Nigga be damn near living in squalor. You know what I'm talking about? Them white folks trying to take every coin you got. Who cares if they adjust it and pay you a little bit more? Man, I seen a dude, man, that do the same junk I do, man. That man say, man, it's like $150 a ton to throw away trash in the city he live in California. I'm like, dang, my G, that junk $30 down here. It was $22. They just went up. They're like $30. $22, man. Man, we done went to the landfill, man, and threw away a whole truck full of stuff, but because it was light, man, it was only $9. $9. These dudes, like in California, they got to pay X amount of dollars to throw away one mattress. We ain't got to pay nothing to throw away no mattress. The mattress is just part of the whole deal. They got to pay like $30 to throw away the mattress. You know what I'm saying? But they do that though, because hey, man, I don't know. Yes, that's correct, Nisha. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, tax-wise, it's expensive to live in both of those places. In the city of New York and in the state of California, the state of New York taxes ain't that bad, but taxes in New York City are tough. It's not like they bad places to be. It's just like financially, why would I want to go there when I can be in a state like this here and pay no state income tax? You know what I'm saying? And the cost of living is substantially lower. And I can get to pretty much the same weather. You know what I'm saying? Because California is a beautiful place. You know what I'm talking about? Very nice. Man, look at, man, some of them houses them niggas got up in them mountains, man. That would be a gorgeous place to live and wake up and look at that every day. But I'd be damned if I would pay that to live there. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your house in California, probably about $3-4 million, depending on what part of California it's. If it was in San Francisco, that might be a $10 million house. You know what I'm saying? And you looking at, and you know what I'm saying? And this is the crazy part, right? Us living here looking at that like niggas paying $10 million for this? But niggas paying $1 million for houses like houses out east, man. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas down here complaining about what they got to pay for. Well, I'll be damned. I go like this here, boy, I'm finna go move in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, and I got to take out a loan for $1 million for it. I'd rather smoke crack. Because I got to be smoking crack to agree to that. Off top, I'm moving south. You know what I'm saying? I can't stay here no more. That's why Joe Rogan left there. And besides the other stuff they got going on, them niggas got to show passports to get in. I just heard a nigga say that. I got to show my vaccination card. Go eat. That nigga Rob Parker said that the other night. See, I'm dipping. Dude on page say Florida is horrible. I say, why would you? I say Florida is love. Why would you say that? He said politicians. No, he said alligators, something else, racism and dishonest politicians. I say, well, shoot, that's all of America say to reptiles. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about no gators. I've been living here almost 42 years. I ain't never seen an alligator walking down the street. You know what I'm talking about? I had to be somewhere where them niggas hang out. This nigga talking about alligators. You live in the state. He live in LA. You live in the state, nigga. It's bears, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? They talking about some damn alligators. I'll take my chance with that alligator than the fool with that bear. I might get outrun that alligator on ground. You know what I'm talking about? But I ain't fooling with that bear. A coyote, nigga? Nah, man. Nigga, that's a dangerous cat. I'm not fooling with that, man. That's a dangerous cat, boy. That nigga get hold of you, boy. But you done. Straight up. Straight up. And I done heard a story about that. Like niggas tell about that. There's bears and coyotes out there. Nigga ain't gonna see no alligator shoot down Main Street. We on Pearl, nigga, they go alligator. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, man. Nigga, all we gotta worry about these niggas shooting. Want nothing to do with that. They shooting bird. You better tell them stop. You gonna tell them to stop. You ain't gonna be shooting this. Psalm 37:13. The sword shall, I think we read that already, verse 16. The little that a righteous man have is better than many riches of the wicked. That's common sense. What good? Because he already tell you your riches won't deliver you in the day of judgment. And of course, riches here is Hamon, and that's abundance and wealth. It also means a roar, a crowd, and a multitude. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but Yahuwah uphold the righteous. Yahuwah know the days of the upright. Their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. That was Psalm 91 tell you too. These dudes talking about, boy, it's going to be famines and food shortages. That ain't got nothing to do with me, my G. You ain't never heard me get a tip, boy, you better get ready for the famine's coming. I'm going to read it to you again. And that man say, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. So let's go back and look at the text. Saran said the first time he came to America, he seen a raccoon. He said, freaky looking animal. Possums and whatnot. Horse dogs. But take it right. When there was a famine in the land during the time of Abraham, what happened to Abraham? Was he fed? When there was a famine in the time of Joseph and Jacob then was looking for food to eat, were they fed? Anytime there's been a famine, there was righteous men in the midst. Did Elijah get fed in the time of famine when he was in the land of Yasharal and them boys was worshiping Baal? So I ain't worried about no niggas. What you gonna do to prepare? Prepare my heart to serve Yahuwah. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Now I'm not knocking nobody have them preparation, but one thing I know, whether I had a stockpile of food or whether I didn't, this man just that you will not be ashamed in the evil time, and that you will have food in the days of famine. You will be satisfied. I take him at his word. You know what I'm talking about? I take him at his word, and I don't care what damn nigga got to say about it. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, see, you can't live by that. Ain't nobody coming out of heaven to do this here. Well, you know what I'm talking about? It's cheering in here because I got some words I say to you, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Get up out my. You telling me to say my God a lie and to doubt it. I will not engage in such activities, nor will I get on that bandwagon with you. If that man say, if you just and you upright and you put your trust in you, who in the days of famine you gonna be satisfied, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Guess what happened if famine come and you don't get satisfied? Guess what that mean? That mean you were capped. It wasn't no righteousness in you, boy. You wasn't upright. That what that mean. Amen. That what that mean. You know what I'm talking about? That what that mean. As far as I'm concerned, Yahuwah is black and white, cut and dry. Get what? You might not eat a lot. You might not get to eat what you want, but you're going to eat. The man said what he said. Verse 20. But the wicked shall perish. Let me read that one more time for you. Verse 19. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yahuwah shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke, and they shall consume into smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borrow and pay not again, but the righteous show mercy and give. Such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. Look what he said, right? Such as those that be blessed of him are going to inherit the earth. Let's take a look at that in Matthew 13. We'll stop it right there because we had already popped off in verse 23 already. Yeah, Matthew 13, verse 36. Yeah, man, don't let these niggas be capping, man. These niggas be sour out here, man. You know what I'm talking about? And again, that's my point of why I've been telling y'all for years that most people don't believe this book. Y'all done heard brews that tell you, oh, you better do this. If you don't do this, you're gonna be out there. Man, let me tell you something, man. Boy, if Yahuwah with you, just like the man say, man, can't nobody be against you. If Elohim be for you, who can be against you? Ain't that what the words say, Bird?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Tell them that what it say.
That's what they say.
That what Yahuwah say?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Matthew 13 and 36. Then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house. And the disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto him, he that sowed the good seed is the son of Adam. The field is the world, the good seed are the sons of the rain, the Malkuth, but the tares are the sons of the wicked. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world. The reapers are the Malakim. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be at the end of this world. The son of Adam shall send forth his Malakim, and they shall gather out of his Malkuth all things that offend, and they which do iniquity. And he shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Abba. who have ears to hear, let him hear. What you just seen, he said he'll do in Psalms 37. Such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth. They that be cursed of him are going to be cut off and removed. Why would this man feed people in famine who out here blaspheming his name and won't repent? You really think this man will let you sit back? You've been serving him faithfully 15, 20 years, and he gonna let you sit back here and starve to death? That means he got to damn his own self because he ain't kept his own word. I mean, he broke his own covenant. So hold on 1 second, man.
That'll also mean that the famine is only for the unrighteous.
The famine is, that's the whole thing. All these things are only for the wicked.
So be concerned at all.
I'm not concerned about nothing that's for the wicked. You understand me? That ain't for me. I'm going to take a look at it. I'm going to just give you some since we talking about famine. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go to Job chapter 5. Keep it alive. Bird, you know I got a baby. How you know? Who told you that? I ain't tell you that.
I'm not telling you.
You not telling me. Oh, so you gonna keep it a secret? So I'm gonna have to beat it out of you. Huh? Tell me the truth, Bird.
No.
Tell me the truth.
No.
What's her baby name?
No.
You don't know.
He said, I will never reveal my sources. I have a man of integrity.
I'll never do it.
Come on, let's pick this up at Job 5 and 15. He saved the poor from the sword in their mouth, and from their mouth and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor have hope, and iniquity stop her mouth. Behold, Baruch is the man whom Elohim correct. Therefore despise you not the chastening of the Almighty. For he makes sore, and he bind up. He wound, and his hands make whole. He deliver you in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch you. And in famine he shall redeem you from death. And in war from the power of the sword. You shall be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shall you be afraid of destruction when it come. At destruction and famine you shall laugh. Neither shall you be afraid of the beasts of the earth. This man say at famine, boy, you were going to laugh at it. But what these niggas be telling you? When you don't have no food, you're going to starve to death. No, nigga, you going to starve to death. Psalms 33.
Sit down in the bottom.
Psalms 33, verse 13. We'll use these two, then we'll just stop it right there, man. Yahuwah looked from Shamahim, for behold, all the sons of Adam. From the place of his habitation, he looked upon all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashioned their hearts alike. He considered all their works. There's no king saved by the multitude of a host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength. A horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall he deliver by his great strength. Behold, the eye of Yahuwah is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul wait for Yahuwah. He is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we've trusted in his Kadash name. Let your mercy, O Yahuwah, be upon us according as we hope in you. So look what this man just said, man. This man just told you that he seeks to keep you alive in famine, but it's only going to be according to the expectation that you have of him. You ain't got no expectation, you ain't going to eat. That's why a lot of these boys like this here, you better stockpile. Because you know you don't believe in Yahuwah, you wicked bastard nigga. You starve to death and you die. You know what I'm talking about? Because he just said, if Yahuwah said it, that's a promise, right or wrong. And that man say he want to keep you alive in famine. Is that not what he said? Then you can take that to the bank, man. That's a done deal. You ain't got nothing to be concerned or worried about. So hallelujah for Yahushua in the word, man. I appreciate y'all time this evening. Bless y'all out the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Purim begins Friday night, so that just coincides. You know, we'll have service at my house that Friday. I had already put that out there. And then we'll just get one for that Saturday. So no, Pyramids on Friday.
Friday night. Said Darren will be at his house.
Oh, okay. That's I missed about.
Yeah, I had already mentioned that. So, but yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all willing, keep your heart locked in and faithful to Yahuwah. Yahuwah will never fail you nor forsake you. Don't let nobody convince you otherwise. Again, blessings out the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Love y'all. Yahuwah willing till the next one. What may I do for you, Jeremiah James Bird?
Yeah, brother. That was a favorite version of first got no word.